All right, hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Rob here at Smirking Gun Reviews, still wearing my Holidays 2020 review shirt instead of my Miller shirt to review the Expanse Season 5, Episode 4 called Guagamela. These are going to be a quick review of this episode that I just watched. I thought these were coming out on Thursday, then it was like Wednesday, and now it's Tuesday. Whatever, we'll watch it whenever it comes out. And this is the big answer to the cliffhanger from last week after the first three episodes. The first rock that hits Earth, blowing up a whole bunch of people. And this is a pretty good episode. I'm glad that we're really picking things up. We're actually gaining steam at the end of that last third episode, and we move really quickly here with a lot going on. But surprisingly, there's not a lot of jumping around, which I really liked. So this episode's really easy to talk about. Now, right now, I'm still kind of disappointed in the Amos stuff. I mean, look, when he kicks ass, when he's already been kicking ass, uh, that's great, I want to see more of that. But this journey he's on this week leads him to Clarissa Mao, which is a nice, showing that this story is actually continuing. This kind of mentor-y or redemption arc that maybe Clarissa's on is interesting. It's just this. It's a weird thing, but not a weird thing that Amos is doing this. It totally makes sense, actually. Um, and Wes Chatham here does another great job. But it's still just. I know it's got to be building to something. Maybe getting Clarissa out of there so that she can maybe be rehabilitated somewhere else, or maybe because of the situation that's going on, maybe they'll rely into his care or something. Because right now, the only thing that's happening is that they're having these discussions. I did like the moment where she repeats what he said back to her or back to him about give him take it all, give them nothing back. Um, but then the second rock hits, and that's it. That's it for Amos's story for this week. And Bobby and Alex have just about as little to do as well. They get one scene right at the beginning where they're talking about the weapons that are being sold off of Mars, and Alex's reaction to being like, I've been, I put my whole career into this. I lost my wife and kid over this, and just to find out that all these dudes are, corrupt. I'm working for these corrupt people that I lost everything for. I gave them everything, and I lost everything for it. And his reaction to Bobby's nonchalant attitude. Um, they're talking about the rat story and how it was like when she was a kid and how died of natural causes, but it was really hard to like watch it happen. And about how your grief can get used up. That she's so much. She's already mourned so much for everything that she's lost and seen, and the dream of Mars, right? Like the hope that Mars was going to be this thing that was so special and greater than Earth is just crumbling around them. And like she says, like she can only take so much. The grief, all this horror that's happening, it just kind of is numb now. That they're building a coffin for our dying planet. Like really, if you think about it, man, Mars is like completely falling apart. I really hadn't thought about how bad it was, even in last season. Um, but that they want to do something that matters, and then they get to see there we see their reaction to the initial hit. Avasarala, there's a little bit here for her too. She's there. We witness her seeing the second rock and the third rock attack. Um, and in that third rock attack, where they're Avasarala is telling Mao what to do about repurposing the satellites, which they do. Right after that, though, Gao, right? Is that her name? a third rock hits right next to her frickin' jet. Right next to like Air Force One or whatever it is, the stealth bomber thing. And she's probably gone. She's probably gone unless like the compartment maybe somehow they save her, like stick her in something like a la like Escape from New York. I don't know, but for all intents and purposes, man, she got like that Call of Duty Modern Warfare one death, right, where the hero just like dies right next to a nuclear bomb going off. But with her gone, then the rest of Avasarala's stuff is basically like filling the power vacuum and witnessing that before she died, repurposing the satellite pays off. They find another rock coming that gets taken out. So her death was not in vain, I guess, when they were able to turn the satellites around. Um, but a pretty big deal now that they've basically can now stop him from doing what he's doing now, except for what it comes to the last bit here, which is the stuff with Holden and Fred Johnson on Tycho Station, where shit just goes sideways like right from jump. Right? They're working on some stuff, right? And they find out there's this disturbance in reaction control. And Holden's watching this ship that's just out there and it's telling him, "Oh, we've got a problem, whatever." And he calls out trap, right? He just calls out, "This is a trap. Guys that are in there, get the hell out. Get out of there now." Like this whole thing that they've set up. A missile comes at him, blows those guys up. Well, at least up and out for now. Uh, and they basically then, from within, there are spies that shoot Fred Johnson. It's the girl with the little tattoo in her face. And she shoots him and goes for the proto molecule. He has. And he sends, Johnson sends Holden after it, saying, this is it, man. We can't let them get their hands on this. When it looks like at first they're going to take the reporter, though, I got fooled for a second when they sent down that pod in there and it was like right next to her. So when they came in there, I also thought maybe she was working with them. Maybe they just knew, but I think it was just happenstance um, how that went down. And then we get to see like this really kind of cool robot, something that just I imagine like I've seen. I think I've fought that robot in a video game at some point, but they got the robot looking for it. They take the reporter because they say someone wants her. Now they don't get her because Holden eventually shows up, but I thought it was probably going to be like Marco or somebody wanted her to like make a record. Since she's a reporter, she could report what's really going on. But they get their hands on the proto molecule. They just get it because that robot ain't letting it go and Holden can't stop it. So it's bye-bye everyone if they get pissed off. And then Fred Johnson, man. Frickin' Fred Johnson. He dies too. So now another Fred Coleman performance is over on a show that I liked him on. First The Walking Dead, now The Expanse. He's dead on both shows now. But that whole thing sets up Naomi's last bit, her little contribution to the episode where she's taken by her son to Marco, who wants to just do that whole rub it in her face thing, and we're really doing something different here. And he gets up and he's a proud father. And I mean, when she's upset about her son, it's almost like to the point already. Or what is it that she could possibly say or do to get her son to change his mind about anything? Even if it turned out to be right. Like he could have one of those deaths that's like, "Oh, yes, mother, I'm so sorry. I should have seen." But like this kid's been set up to hate her, and it's all those choices that she made are coming back to haunt her, and there's really to me nothing she can do but just kind of bear witness. And maybe somewhere down the line they'll have that third act turn of the kid that sees what his father's really like, but that's the only thing I can think of for that kid. But as far as this whole plan goes with Marco, I was really thinking about this, and I mean, I guess this is eventual, right? Everything's eventual, and this is an eventuality from the characters on this show, of the Belters, that they just keep getting crapped on and killed and just put under the boot heel of Mars and Earth, and it's basically this action on them against Earth. Somebody was going to do it, and you can kind of see Marco's like reasoning behind his frustration. Again, it's how he does it. You know, when Naomi sees it, he's killed millions of people. But yeah, I mean, this was a lot. This was a lot of stuff happening in here, and no, this was my favorite episode so far. And I mean, I liked. I think some people got a little misunderstanding that I didn't like the first three episodes. It's just for me, three when you only get so many episodes and you spend three episodes setting it up, everything else, to me that's I'm greedy. I want as much Expanse as I can get my hands on. So when they spend all that time just building things up, and we don't have like another three episodes to tack on at the end to cover the ones that we just spent backing it up, you know, just make more shows. Just make more episodes. So anyway, that's about all I have to say about this episode. So if you liked it, please hit the like button, comment, share, subscribe, and the bell for all notifications. We will be back next week with episode 5 already. Having fun watching these. Thanks for watching these, by the way. You have plenty of choices to watch The Expanse. Thanks for choosing this one. Bye.